I do Ozzy, but not like in a gay way. You know, it's just like...
I would do him in a gay way.
Yeah, that's cool. 1, 2,
Today's the big day. Ozfest is in town, and Taylor has a special treat for his friend.
Guess what it is? Guess what it is?
I know, right? Oz cream.
Rock and roll legend has it that Ozzy and Nikki Sixx once snorted a line of ants to show just how hardcore they were.
It's ants, man!
Fire ants, man.
The decision to snort ants, from all the things you could enact from Ozzy Osbourne, this probably was not the best thing to go for to begin with. It would be almost a punishment if there wasn't any social Darwinism involved in it, if there wasn't some kind of a consequence involved.
Oh, dude.
Dude, Nikki Sixx?
Yeah, Nikki Sixx on the Ozzy, yeah, dude.
Taylor and Conrad want to be hardcore too. A couple of lines of fire ants should do the trick.
No, I'm gonna take one. I'm gonna take it.
Oh. Dude.
As soon as you snort up fire ants into your nose, the first thing you do is bite. And immediately upon biting, they sting. They'll inject as much venom as they can. They're very, very pissed off, and rightly so.
What is that?
That will cause intense pain, hence the head banging, lots of drooling, lots of screaming, wrenching of the eyes, trying to clear the nose out. And you're going to have very long fingers to get the ants out of your nose. That's just not going to happen. Then the swelling starts. That'll start closing up the nose. You can't breathe. The trachea starts to close up. Suffocation follows. Stupid bastards. A couple hundred fire ants won't necessarily kill you. But if you inhale them into your nasal cavity and down your throat, you can't breathe, you die. A couple of big...
Cisco is off the leash and on the lash. He robbed a bank in Missoula and escaped to the Montana wilderness on his Harley. Now he's got enough money for his dream project, a new meth lab. It was time to celebrate. Cheap bourbon never tasted so good. Oops. With his mugshot all over the state by now, it's not like Cisco can waltz back into town for more booze. Desperate enough to try anything for a high, he turns to the only thing he truly loves, his Harley. More specifically, the petrol tank.
Gasoline is a pretty complex mixture. It has 100 different hydrocarbons in it, including things like benzene and toluene, which are very toxic, but this also includes ethanol.
Cisco had heard that ethanol is another name for alcohol. He reasoned that since cars can be fueled by booze, he could get drunk off the petrol in his Harley. He was wrong. The only high you'll get from drinking petrol is the one called death.
If one were to drink gasoline to try and get the effects of ethanol, what they would get instead is probably an immediate response from their stomach, as in vomiting.
Instead of a buzz, Cisco feels like a buzzsaw is ripping through his stomach. He's finally getting it. Petrol is good for cars, not people. Robbing a bank? Bad idea. Drinking petrol? Even worse. Puking his deadly firewater into an open fire? Oh, the worst idea he ever had. One wonders if any of this ran through Cisco's dim brain while he was doing his Jake Basso was the ideal metal worker. Punctual, friendly, and thorough.
Jake! 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 Hey, what's up, boy? What's up, dude? What's up, man? Yeah, not off again.
Dude, you were lights out, man, but the lights were still blinking up there.
Oh, man.
The only problem with Jake was his narcolepsy, a paralyzing disorder that made Jake fall asleep in the strangest places.
Well, narcolepsy is a sleep disorder, and it's not a rare one. It's about 1 or 2 cases per 10,000, so in a large country like America, there are a fair number of people with it.
One day, Jake just picked the wrong place to have an attack of narcolepsy. The big curing oven is used to slowly bake powder-coated furniture. But for Jake, it was a warm and comfy cave to grab 40 winks. His friend Manny swung the big door shut. Having no clue that Jake was inside, he set the oven at 600 degrees for 12 hours. The sleeping Jake fell unconscious from the gas fumes in the oven before the real damage could set in. At 108 degrees, his brain begins to die. At 120, his skin burns through and begins to crust. By 213 degrees, his blood is boiling. And at 572 degrees, the body spontaneously